Ladies and gentlemen, imagine walking into a room filled with people. Some lift you up, inspire you, and make you feel like you belong. Others drain your energy, create doubt, and leave you questioning your worth. The difference isn't intelligence, success, or status. The difference is mindset. Smart people understand something fundamental. The energy you allow into your life shapes the person you become. They recognize that toxic people operate from a place of insecurity, fear, or unresolved pain. And instead of reacting with anger, frustration, or resentment, they respond with clarity, boundaries, and grace. When confronted with toxicity, the instinct for many is to fight back, to prove a point, to defend their position. But truly intelligent people don't waste their energy in battles that don't need to be fought. They don't try to change people who have no intention of changing. Instead, they choose their battles wisely and focus on what they can control: their own actions, their own responses, their own peace of mind. Smart people don't absorb negativity, they observe it. They don't engage in endless cycles of drama, they remove themselves from it. They don't seek validation from those who thrive on tearing others down, they surround themselves with those who lift them up. It's not about avoiding difficult conversations or pretending toxicity doesn't exist. It's about understanding that not every argument needs a response. Not every person deserves a reaction, and not every battle is worth fighting. Strength isn't measured by how well you can argue, but by how well you can walk away from arguments that don't serve you. The way you treat toxic people isn't about them, it's about you. It's about what you value, what you stand for, and what kind of life you want to live. And the smartest people, they don't let toxicity define them, they rise above it. Toxic people drain energy, smart people protect theirs. Your environment shapes you, so be intentional about who you allow in your space. Observation over absorption. Instead of reacting emotionally, smart people step back, observe, and choose how to respond. Not every battle is worth fighting. Engaging in unnecessary conflicts only fuels toxicity. Walking away is often the strongest move. Boundaries are a form of self-respect. Smart people set clear limits, ensuring they don't compromise their peace for someone else's chaos. Surround yourself with those who lift you up. Energy is contagious. Choose to be around those who inspire and support your growth. Strength is in rising above, not sinking to their level. True intelligence is knowing when to disengage and focus on what truly matters. Walk into any room and you can feel it. The weight of certain conversations, the tension in certain interactions, the unspoken pull of negativity. Toxic people don't always show up as loud aggressors. Sometimes they come as quiet manipulators, constant complainers, or relentless critics. They don't just take up space in a room, they take up space in your mind. And the smartest people understand that their energy is not an unlimited resource. They know that every interaction is an exchange, a transaction of emotions, time, and mental focus. So they protect their energy like they would any valuable asset. They don't give toxic people free access to their thoughts or emotions. They don't allow negativity to rent space in their head. Instead, they choose where to invest their time, who to engage with, and how much space they allow others to occupy in their lives. It's not about being cold or shutting people out. It's about being intentional. Not every invitation to drama needs to be accepted. Not every passive-aggressive comment needs a response. Smart people recognize the signs early. The subtle guilt-tripping, the victim mentality, the endless complaints with no intention of finding solutions. They don't get pulled into cycles of negativity because they understand that engaging only feeds the fire. They set boundaries not to punish others, but to protect themselves. They conserve their energy for conversations that uplift, for relationships that grow, for challenges that are worth the effort. They understand that their mindset, their focus, and their emotional well-being are worth preserving. And so, instead of trying to fix, fight, or change toxic people, they make the conscious choice to rise above. Negativity is everywhere. It shows up in conversations, in passing comments, in subtle tones that shift the energy of a room. Some people hear it and absorb it, allowing it to affect their mood, their thoughts, and even their self-worth. Others recognize it for what it is, someone else's baggage, someone else's unresolved pain, someone else's need for control, and they choose not to carry it. Smart people understand that they cannot control how others act, but they can control how they respond. They observe instead of absorb. They listen without internalizing. When someone speaks with anger, they don't take it personally. When someone projects insecurity, they don't make it their own. They see toxicity for what it is, a reflection of the other person, not a definition of themselves. They don't react impulsively. They pause, assess, and decide whether the situation even deserves their energy. They recognize that engaging emotionally with toxic people is like stepping into quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. Instead, they remain grounded. They let the negativity pass through them rather than stick to them. They acknowledge the behavior, but don't invite it into their mental space. It's a shift in mindset. Instead of feeling attacked, they become curious. Instead of getting defensive, they stay composed. Instead of getting drawn into someone else's chaos, they remain steady in their own peace. They don't deny reality, but they refuse to let external negativity dictate their internal state. By choosing observation over absorption, they keep their clarity, their energy, and most importantly, their power. Conflict is everywhere. It shows up in workplaces, in friendships, in fleeting interactions with strangers. Some battles demand a response, moments where standing up, speaking out, and taking action are necessary. But many battles are nothing more than distractions, pulling time and energy away from what truly matters. Smart people recognize the difference. They understand that not every disagreement needs to be won, not every insult needs a comeback, and not every toxic person needs to be confronted. Engaging in every battle only leads to exhaustion. Some people argue not to find solutions, but to provoke, to dominate, or to drag others into their chaos. Giving them attention only feeds their need for control. Walking away doesn't mean losing, it means refusing to waste energy on something that doesn't serve a greater purpose. There is strength in knowing when to stay silent. There is wisdom in choosing peace over proving a point. Some people misunderstand this as weakness, but in reality it takes far more strength to resist the urge to engage than it does to fight a battle that leads nowhere. Smart people don't let their egos dictate their actions. They let their purpose guide them. Every time they face conflict, they ask themselves, will this make me better? Will this move me forward? Will this protect my peace? If the answer is no, they simply let it go. They understand that their time is valuable, their energy is precious, and their focus should be on the battles that actually matter. Instead of fighting every fight, they save their strength for the ones that shape their. People often think of boundaries as walls, as barriers meant to keep others out. But in reality, boundaries are a form of self-respect. They are not about shutting people down. They are about showing yourself the respect you deserve by defining what is acceptable and what is not. Smart people understand that without boundaries, they become exhausted, resentful, and stretched too thin, constantly giving more than they should and receiving less than they need. Boundaries are a way of teaching others how to treat you. They set the standard for what you will tolerate and what you won't. Without them, toxic people take advantage, manipulate, and drain energy, not necessarily because they intend to, but because they are allowed to. When someone constantly oversteps, it's not always their fault, it's also a reflection of how much space they were given to do so. Setting boundaries doesn't mean being rude or distant. It means being clear. It means saying no when something doesn't align with your values. It means walking away from conversations that serve no purpose other than to cause stress. It means refusing to sacrifice your peace just to keep the peace. Smart people don't explain or apologize for their boundaries. They enforce them with quiet confidence, knowing that protecting their energy is not selfish. It's necessary. The people who respect you will honor your boundaries. The ones who don't will test them, push against them, and make you feel guilty for having them. But that's the point. Boundaries reveal who truly values you and who only values what they can take from you. Smart people don't set boundaries to control others. They set them to protect their own well-being. Because the most important relationship they have is the one with themselves. The people you spend time with shape the way you think, feel, and see the world. Energy is contagious, both the good and the bad. When you surround yourself with people who inspire, encourage, and challenge you in the best way, you naturally become a better version of yourself. But when you allow negativity, jealousy, and doubt to fill your space, it slowly weighs you down, often without you even realizing it. Smart people are intentional about their circle. They choose relationships that add value, not just ones that exist out of habit or history. They seek out those who celebrate their successes without resentment, who offer honest feedback without tearing them down, and who bring solutions rather than just complaints. These are the people who remind them of their worth when they forget, who push them forward when they hesitate, and who make them feel capable rather than small. Not everyone will lift you up, and that's okay. Some relationships will fade, some will need to be left behind. It's not about cutting people off impulsively, it's about recognizing who truly contributes to your growth and who keeps you stuck. Smart people don't feel guilty for prioritizing healthy connections because they understand that the right environment is crucial for success, happiness, and peace of mind. Growth happens in the right company. Being around people who challenge their thinking, encourage their ambitions, and support their dreams makes all the difference. It's not about surrounding themselves with people who always agree, but with those who push them to be better. They understand that who they allow into their lives is one of the most important decisions they will ever make. There will always be people who try to pull you into their chaos, those who insult, provoke, or manipulate in an attempt to bring you down to their level. The instinct to fight back, to prove a point, or to match their energy can be strong. But true strength isn't found in retaliation, it's found in restraint. It's found in choosing dignity over drama, in refusing to let someone else's negativity dictate your actions. Those leaders who acknowledge people's ego and the fears that it may cause suffer instead. Smart people understand that engaging in toxic behavior only gives it more power. Arguing with someone who thrives on conflict won't change them, it only drains you. Seeking revenge may feel satisfying in the moment, but it keeps you locked in a cycle of negativity. Matching someone's bitterness only proves that they were able to influence you. Rising above isn't about ignoring problems or avoiding confrontation. It's about deciding what is worth your time, energy, and peace of mind. When faced with negativity, they pause before they react. They recognize that not every insult needs a response, not every unfair judgment needs to be corrected. They don't lower themselves to someone else's level just to win a battle that doesn't lead anywhere. Walking away isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Refusing to engage in toxic games isn't surrender, it's self-control. Strength is in maintaining focus when distractions arise. It's in responding with calm when someone expects anger. It's in protecting inner peace rather than allowing others to disrupt it. It's in knowing that real power isn't about overpowering others, but about staying grounded in who you are, regardless of how others choose to behave. The way you handle toxic people isn't about them, it's about you. It's about knowing when to engage and when to walk away. It's about observing without absorbing, protecting your energy and choosing peace over pointless battles. It's about setting boundaries, surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, and refusing to let negativity define your actions. Strength isn't found in matching toxic behavior. It's found in rising above it. The smartest people don't waste time trying to fix those who have no intention of changing. They focus on their growth, their purpose, and their own well-being. Because in the end, the best way to deal with toxic people is to not let them control your life.